two domestically made ballistic missiles. The country's long relied on imported military hardware, mainly from Russia, which has been the subject of growing international attention since the invasion of Ukraine. The missile tests are a first following the military conflict between India and Pakistan in early May. Kshitij Nagar reports from New Delhi.
The short-range ballistic missiles named Agni-1 and Prithvi-2 were fired as part of a, quote, routine training exercise. India's Ministry of Defence says both the launches from a test facility were successful. The missiles are already part of the Indian military's arsenal and form what the government calls its, quote, minimum credible deterrence. Both missiles are said to be nuclear capable. India also tested an upgraded air defense system called the Akash, which has been purpose-built for operations in high-altitude areas. The test was conducted in the mountainous region of Ladakh.
More than 5,000 people in South Korea have been forced into shelters as heavy rain pounded parts of the country for a third day. At least 4 people have been killed, with authorities warning the unseasonal deluge will continue. Laura Westbrook reports.
Among those killed were 2 men in their 80s. Authorities believe one of them was trying to drain floodwaters from the basement of his home. A driver was also killed after a 10-metre-high roadside wall collapsed onto his car. More than 400 millimeters of rain poured down in just half a day in Seosan, the worst affected city along South Korea's west coast.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from 2 guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Friday, the 18th day of July for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all the news, sports, and weather that you need to get out the door here this morning. A lot on the plate today. Going to be talking about Dylan Carey. He's a Nebraska shortstop, was amongst the leaders in offensive production for the Huskers last year, did not get drafted in the Major League Baseball draft this week. We'll talk about his future coming up here this morning. The Nebraska men's basketball program has received the National Basketball Coach Association Team Academic Excellence Award. That was for the second time in the last 3 years that the Huskers received that honor. Talk about that coming up. Legion Baseball in full thrust here this weekend. Hastings 5 Points Bank playing North Platte today out in the opening round of the A7 Seniors American Legion Baseball Tournament in North Platte. Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes will be involved with the Juniors Tournament in Kearney. The Sodbusters continue their homestand. Major League Baseball getting back to work after a all-star break. What else we got going here? We got all kinds of stuff to talk about today. Some signings in the NFL. We've got some retirements in the NFL. Kansas City Royals have picked up a player for the home stretch, so that's all coming up today. Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network is going to join us at 7:30 this morning, talking about the ponies. They're in Omaha now for a couple of weeks. And then Steve Stenner from Cam Raceway. Thought we were going to have him on yesterday, but our schedules didn't mesh. He says he can get on today, so we'll hear from Steve Stenner, the track announcer for Cam Raceways. They get ready for a 2-day show this weekend at the track in Hastings. So, boy, all that and more is coming up as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios this morning. Good morning.
All that and more. And I guess I'll lead it out right out of the gates because it's dominating social media right now. And there was no sports really yesterday. There was some Europa Cup qualifiers for like international soccer, but that was very, very, very small detail in what was a grander day that there was no sports on. And I bet the guy that's really, really, really wishing that there was a baseball game that people would pay attention to rather than their phones and social media is that like tech CEO.
Oh, I got that right here.
That got caught on the Kiss Cam deal.
Oops.
It's dominating. Like every 3 posts is this poor this poor cheater. Yeah, I feel so bad for these billionaire giants that get caught red-handed, and he's having the time of his life with his secretary, and he gets caught on the Kiss Cam, and they immediately duck for cover. He put out a whole statement like this is a big deal, and the guy, the singer, obviously for Coldplay's got no idea that this is happening. He's just joking. I'm assuming he's thinking they're shy, but no, in reality, they were actually having an affair. And so he's put out this horrible apology that basically then criticizes the Kiss Cam because he did not consent to having his image shown on the Jumbotron.
Sure he would.
Sure
he would.
His wife's going to get a few more zeros in her bank account. And
yeah, that stirred up everything. Andy Byron, by the way, is the guy's name. Mm-hmm. Hell, we might as well throw it out if it's all over social media. We'll throw it out. The guy's name is Andy Byron. He's the CEO, the New York-based firm astronomer, and he was hanging out with the HR chief officer for his company, Kristen Kabat. They were out at this concert, Coldplay,
in New York's MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, and so the Kiss Cam came up, and there they were. They were hugging and smooching up in, it looked like a suite. Mm-hmm. And so the guy, the front man, Chris Martin, joked from stage, either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Well, it turned out, yeah, they were doing some hanky-panky. Doing some hanky-panky up there in the suite, and they got caught. that is great. I told you something would happen during the off time here that would occupy our time, and that's all over social media today.
Oh yeah, you'll see it. Every other post will be that, and it'll be like this big 48-hour surge of this guy becoming a 15 minutes. Like I had no idea that Astronomer was even an app, so that was news to me. That here we had this millionaire giant in New York, and yeah, so that'll be the talk of the town for probably the rest of the week, and then we'll move on and we'll forget all about it until somebody brings it back on Time Hop. But
this girl was she joined his company in November of 2024, so just recently. Mm-hmm. He called her a proven leader, mm-hmm, and highlighting her background in talent management and company culture during growth phases when she was hired.
Company culture.
Yeah. So she's hanging out with the CEO at this concert, and they get caught in the Kiss Cam. Isn't that great?
That's some kind of company culture for you there.
Well, you got to be careful. You got to be careful where you're hanging out.
Yeah.
With all the video aspects on your phone and everything, and now on Kiss Cam, hell, you don't know who.
I don't think you got to be careful. I think you've got to not cheat. Like, the rules are pretty simple.
Well, if you cheat, you got to be undercover. You can't be up there.
Well, let's draw a line. Like, don't
somebody.
Cheat. Rule 1. Rule 1, don't cheat. Rule 2, don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot.
Rule 3, make sure there's a baseball game on to distract people if you're going to be stupid.
I pulled that up. I pulled it up this morning. So we got to talk about this. And nice job you pull it out in the first segment here.
It's the only thing that was on my social media feed. I was trying to find some news, and I'm like, oh, I'm sick of hearing about this Coldplay. I guess we'll dive into that. It's kind of news. So
if you want to find out what we're talking about, mm-hmm, just open up your social media sites. Yep. It's all over the place today. So,
and now that we're talking about it, it's going to be all over your social media feed. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
It wasn't on mine until somebody had mentioned it. And then once we were having a conversation about it, lo and behold, Big Brother puts it on my phone for me to see too. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we got to talk about this. It was going to be brought up today because it was on my show list today.
We have some Husker news. You had a mouthful with the Nebraska men's basketball team. What was that again?
They've been
Recognition?
honored because they're smart. They have a smart basketball team from last year. They received the National Basketball Coaches Association Team Academic Excellence Award. Second time in 3 years that Nebraska has been honored. In all, 11 members of the basketball team last year had a GPA 3.0 or higher during the 2024-2025 season. So on kind of a off sports day, news like that kind of pops up and makes our sports sheet here.
I love the recognition. Can we rename the award?
Yeah, it's kind of a long one.
Like, isn't there an acronym that you could make? Like,
Well,
the
you
tier
can-
award?
The National ABC, I don't know where they get that because this is the National Basketball Coaches Association.
Basketball coaches.
NBCA, it should be.
BCA.
Yeah, that should be NBCA. Instead, it's the National Association Basketball Coaches. Hell, I don't know.
Let's just rename it. Can we call it like
You can call it.
after some? Let's call it the Hoiberg Award. It's been won back-to-back years by Nebraska. Then
Yeah.
at this point, it's the Fred Hoiberg Award.
So anyway, we've got baseball tonight. We're going to be in North Platte for the Seniors American Legion Baseball Tournament. Hastings 5 Points Bank will play North Platte Great Plains Health tonight at 7. On the air with a pregame at 6:45. Again, keep those times loose. You know how tournaments go. It's scheduled for 7, but there's a couple of games before that, so hopefully we stay on time. But 7 o'clock is the scheduled starting time tonight. 6:45 pregame. Hastings 5 Points Bank in North Platte. The juniors tournament is going to be in Kearney. Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes. They will play tomorrow. They've got the opening round bye. They're the number 1 seed. So Hastings will play tomorrow at 4 against either Grand Island Dinsdale or the Wesco Express. Those two teams will play today at 1. The winner will play Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes tomorrow afternoon at 4 over at Memorial Field in Kearney. We'll have that game on Extreme Sports 2 tomorrow, beginning with a pregame show at 3:45. So that's the setup, at least for the first couple of days of the area tournament. Hastings 5 Points Bank, there's only 6 teams on the senior side because Lexington doesn't have a seniors team.
Right.
So Hastings 5 Points Bank kind of gets shafted in this bracket. We got to play just like everybody else on the opening day. We don't have the first round bye like the juniors do. And then we got to win 2 games before we get a day off in the bracket. So we kind of get shafted, but it is what it is. You just got to win and continue your season. Both teams looking to maybe advance to the state tournaments next week. So we'll have a lot of baseball on the air, and we'll do it on 2 of our network streams this week on the Extreme Sports. You can pretty well catch all the Chiefs games here on Extreme Sports 1. You'll be able to catch the Braves action all weekend long on Extreme Sports 2. You'll have the juniors tournament from Kearney. I'll be in North Platte for the seniors tournament. So a lot of baseball coming up this weekend here on Extreme Sports. If you're bored and don't have anything else to do, hang out with us on the air here on Extreme Sports.
And even if you're not bored, hang out with us anyway. You can take us on the go. Literally, I mean, you could have
anywhere
you could have earbuds in and still be listening to us while you're getting groceries. I mean, that's the beauty of it. Let's go back to the 6-man bracket here. So you're saying you got to win 2 games to advance, and out of full disclosure, I haven't taken a very good look at the seniors bracket because I've been more focused on my role.
Well,
and
they
what
just
I'm
got
gonna
him
be
up
doing in
today.
Kearney. So
Hell, they just got him up today. So
is it like, so if you got to win the first 2 games, is it like a pool then? Like, do 3 teams go into a pod and then another 3 teams go into a pod?
well, let's
And-
see. You play
And you round robin that?
let's see, if Hastings wins twice, they're into the championship round on Tuesday.
Okay.
And then the other teams are playing down here in the losers bracket, and they get into the championship game by playing the additional games. So
I'm confused on a 6-man bracket.
yeah, it's kind of screwed up.
I'll have to take a look at that
You have to
after
check
the show.
Yeah.
Because I would assume, like, what would make sense is, like, you throw North Platte, Kearney, Hastings into a pod, and that's like a pool play. Right?
No, they don't do pool play.
And then you advance into the Final Four with the
This looks like
bottom
this
second.
is just a straight tournament.
Well, straight tournaments are hard to do when you have 6 teams. And pool play actually kind of reverts. It honestly makes sense. But
So Hastings wins tonight. They'll play at 4 tomorrow afternoon. And then they would have to play on, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They'd have to play Sunday. They have to play 3 games. They have to play Sunday at 4. And then they'd have Monday off. And then they'd play the championship game on Tuesday. Yeah, they'd have to play 3 games.
it sounds screwy. I'm glad that you're figuring that out, and my bracket's a little bit more simple and clear to read. So excited to get going Saturday, Memorial Field in Kearney. Show preview coming up a little bit later on, 7:30. Jim Schleicher will be joining us. We'll be talking about a win in your Breeders' Cup Challenge race, the Haskell Stakes from Monmouth Park. Preview coming up at 7:30. Also, insights from Horseman's Park in Omaha. So stick around. About 15 minutes away, we'll be talking some ponies here on the show.
You go right from talking baseball to Jim Schleicher and the ponies
I thought
without even taking a breath.
I thought 7:15 was a good time to transition into a preview.
What else is going on? Damian Lillard, 9-time NBA All-Star.
He's pretty good.
He's agreed to a 3-year, $42 million contract to return to the Portland Trail Blazers.
He's pretty rich.
It includes a player option for 2027 and 2028, and a no-trade clause. Lillard joins the Los Angeles Lakers' LeBron James as the only NBA players with a true no-trade clause in their contracts. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks waived Lillard earlier this month, and they stretched the remaining $113 million on his contract to sign free agent center Miles Turner. Okay. So Lillard now will have a 2025-2026 set salary of $70 million between his Portland and Milwaukee deals, and a salary of over $141 million over the next 2 years ahead of his opt-out year in 2027. Now, he tore his left Achilles tendon back in April in Game 4 of the Bucks' first-round playoff series with the Indiana Pacers. He underwent surgery in early May, and he's not even going to play in the 2025-2026 season. He's going to rehabilitate his injury. So he's going to make $70 million in 2025-2026 without even dribbling a basketball.
I want his agent.
Yeah, it's something.
Get me his agent on the phone.
Yeah, he's going to make $70 million
I need that in my life.
in 2025-2026 while he rehabilitates his Achilles tendon surgery that he had, and he won't even play in a game. Wow, he's got a hell of an agent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm feeling like a slight shoulder strain coming on.
It doesn't help you here.
I feel like I need to rehabilitate that for a year.
It doesn't help you.
Can I sit on my couch and earn $70 million?
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Let's see.
It's a good bit of business.
British Open is going on in golf.
Did you see? Oh, my God. Did you see the fart?
The what?
The video of the fart? This was hysterical.
No,
Scotty Scheffler is...
He farted?
No, a crowd mic.
Oh, no.
You know how they have the crowd mics?
Yeah.
And they picked up, and the announcers lost it, which was like... I thought, as amateurish as I am, I would have held it together maybe just slightly better than these announcers, because these are just two Brits that are just having a bowl, talking about the golf.
So Scotty was over his ball?
He was over his ball. He takes a good hack at it. This is like a 9-iron shot. He's coming into the green, and it hits off the green. And he's like, oh, that's a pretty good-looking shot there. And next thing you know, I hear the crowd mic. He gets picked up, and it's a clear Ripper's day. And the announcers lose it, and they start rolling. And they're like, that was a great shot in more ways than one. It ended up turning out to be a hell of a shot, but the Scheffler's walking by. He's trying his hardest not to laugh because he heard it. The fart heard round the world at the British Open. Go ahead and pull that baby up on social media.
God, there's a lot of things to do on social media when you get off of the show today.
Yeah.
You got to look out this CEO that's kissing his
that won't
HR
be hard
person.
To find.
And now some guy farted at the British Open? How did I miss that?
Clearly your algorithms aren't set to fart jokes like mine.
So some guy ripped one off.
Yep.
Did they figure out who it was?
They didn't pan the camera to the poor guy. But that's always been like the worst thing. And we know this is like people in the broadcasting industry, right? Like, we set our crowd mics out. We are at the mercy of the fan base at this point. And there's been a couple occasions, like one time I had to tell people, hey, I know that you're really upset with this umpire right now, but you can't drop F-bombs because you're right by my crowd mic. And so they got up and left, and they moved, these grown-ass men. And then I had a kid that just decided that during the very dramatic moments of a football game that was winding down, the culmination of this great game, and it was going to be this amazing call, and this little 3-year-old picks up my crowd mic and la 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 la, and starts singing into it, and I'm like, oh no, because nothing is worse than a game-winning touchdown call when you don't have a crowd mic because you had to kill it.
Yeah, because
a 3-year-old was singing into it.
Little Johnny was using it as his toy for the day.
And sometimes people fart near them.
God, that's great. Anyway, at the British Open.
Yes.
5 players from a record 5 countries are tied for the lead after the first day, 400 par 67. Biggest log jam in the championship since 1938.
Indeed.
Former U.S. Open champion Matt Fitzpatrick of England is amongst the leaders. Harris English of the United States is on the top of the list. And then they're joined by some guys that I'm not even going to try to pronounce.
Let's go for it.
No, there's some golfer from China.
Okay.
A golfer from South Africa that's got about 25 letters in his name.
Okay.
And then some guy from Denmark. You're going to Google it and you're going to attempt to.
I'm gonna Google it.
Don't even.
I'm gonna try.
Don't even attempt. The guy from China looks like it's Hoya Tong Lai.
Open top 5.
Hoya Tong Lai of China. Christian. God, I wouldn't even know how to start that.
Hotong Lee, Jacob Oleson. I think you could just leave out the Skov part.
Christian, the guy from South Africa.
Okay, Bez Udian Ut. Bez Udian Ut.
And then the guy from Denmark, Jacob.
Hogard.
Jacob Olsen. Skov.
Oleson. That's Oleson.
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 All right, so Oleson from Denmark, he's tied for the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Along with this guy from South Africa. What's his name again?
Bezendehout. Bezendehout, and then Rasmus Ogard. God, when did golf become a Norwegian sport?
Yeah, we'll see if those guys are up there tomorrow. Those guys, five different countries tied for the lead.
There you go.
At the British Open. All right, we better get rolling here. We got a full plate. 7:23, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Today's newscast all about bills that have been recently signed into law, as Governor Jim Pillen held a ceremonial signing for 3 bills passed by the legislature this past session that aim to reduce bureaucracy and streamline operations and cut costs, according to his office. LB 346 targets 39 boards, commissions, and committees that are all set to expire on July 1st of 2026. LB 376 eliminating 28 Health and Human Services reports and modifying 8 others. LB 660 focusing on improving transparency in federal funding management. These measures come as Pillen presses agencies to propose 10% cuts to general fund expenditures, aiming for roughly $500 million in savings. Also, the ban on lab-grown meat into Nebraska was ceremoniously signed into law yesterday. The new law bans the production, distribution, and sale of lab-grown or cultivated meat in Nebraska, which, given Nebraska's rich agriculture setting, makes perfect sense. Nebraska has consistently been a leading beef-producing state, and last year alone, the state processed almost 7 million heads of cattle, more than any other state. The state has also sent over $2 billion of meat to international markets. 5 minutes until 7:30. We will swing things back over to you, Mike. What's going on in sports?
Well, infielder Dylan Carey is returning to Nebraska for his senior season. Carey was not drafted in this week's Major League Baseball draft. He hit .288 for the Huskers last season with 8 home runs, 20 doubles, 41 RBIs in 62 starts. The Nebraska men's basketball program has received the National Basketball Coaches Association Team Academic Excellence Award. It's the second time in the last 3 years that the Nebraska program has been honored by the NABC. In all, 11 members of the Husker basketball program had GPAs at 3.0 or better during the 2024-2025 season. In addition, 4 members of the Hastings College men's basketball team were named to the Honors Court: Cameron Caraglio, Jackson McGinnis, Christian Puholtz, and Miles Simon. 2 members of the Nebraska Kearney men's basketball team were also honored: Tom Conley and Alan Taylor. Hastings 5 Points Bank will play North Platte Great Plains Health tonight in the opening round of the A7 Seniors Tournament in North Platte. Hastings is the top seed of the tournament with a 25-8 record. North Platte is the number 6 seed at 14-21. Hastings beat North Platte 6-5 on June 4th on a walk-off double by Parker Hodgen. First pitch tonight will be at 7. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame show at 6:45. Other games today: Grand Island Home Federal will play the Wesco Zephyrs at 1, followed by Kearney Miscos against Grand Island USAVE at 4. The A7 Juniors Tournament will get underway today in Kearney. Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes is the number 1 seed and will play the winner of today's game between Grand Island Dinsdale and the Wesco Express at 4 tomorrow afternoon. We'll have that game on Extreme Sports 2, beginning with the pregame show at 3:45. Grand Island Dinsdale and the Wesco Express will play at 1 today. In the other games, Grand Island 5 Points will play North Platte at 4, and Kearney will play Lexington at 7. The Class B and Class C junior state tournaments will get underway today. The Class B tournament is in Gering. The Class C state tournament is in Malcolm. The Bison baseball team beat the Hastings Sodbusters 8-4 last night. Jeff Hannaford and Drew Vega had 2 hits apiece for the Sodbusters. Austin Raines was the losing pitcher. Hastings is now 24-17 in the season. Same 2 teams will play tonight at 6:35 at Duncan Field. That's a check in your sports headlines. 7:28 now on Extreme Sports.
Here's a look at your weather forecast, powered by weatherology.com. 88 today, under cloudy skies, south winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Slight chance for scattered thunderstorms. Tonight, lows dip down to about 68, partly cloudy. Slight chance for scattered storms. Tomorrow, 89. Upper 80s Sunday with a chance for scattered storms. Turning much warmer Monday with highs in the mid-90s. And that's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Frobley. Currently, it's 67 degrees.
67 degrees. We've got winds out of the south at 10 miles per hour. You're listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high speed, dirt slinging, adrenaline pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
Yeah, they're racing tonight, in fact, out at Cam Raceway. So if you can't be there and you want to check out the action, just go to our website at x-streamsports.com. Click on the racing tab there at the top of the page. Follow all the directions there, and we'll get you a live video feed of the races. They're racing not only tonight, but again tomorrow. So a double whammy for Cam Raceway here. It's a Friday morning, 7:32. You know what that means.
They're moving in the gate.
All right, every Friday on Extreme Sports, we like to check in with Jim Slacker from Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network, get an update on the ponies in the state of Nebraska and anything else that's going on in the nation. Good morning, Jimmy.
Morning, guys. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day for racing.
Yeah, we got a change in sites, too, the past couple of weeks. We've been at Columbus, and now we move on to Omaha this weekend. Give us a little thumbnail of the Omaha facility.
Well, the Omaha facility is located on 63rd and Q Street. It's a really nice 5/8 mile oval, same as what Funner Park is. It offers up some pretty nice racing there. It's really nice facility. It'll be really good when they get into getting the grandstand and some more seating put up. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to shape up to be a good couple weeks of racing there.
Jim, I think the thing that kind of sticks out to the horse racing fans as the season gets further and further here in the state of Nebraska, if you head up to Omaha this weekend, want to catch some live horse racing, the thing you're going to notice if you're a typical Fawner fan is just the fields themselves are a little shorter. The races themselves, not as many, just like a 4-race card, I think, for Friday and Saturday. Is that right?
It is. It's just a 4-race card on each day. First post time today is at 4 p.m. Saturdays is 1:30, so they're only racing on Fridays and Saturdays there. It's tough to fill races this time of year. There's so many tracks running, and once we get our purses up a little more, and have more racing days, then I think we'll see those numbers increase quite a bit. But we're looking a couple years down the line for during the summer to seeing a lot bigger fields and more racing. But Nebraska racing is growing, and we look to see this to be one of the premier sites coming up in the future.
Jim, you mentioned the Omaha track 5/8, very similar to Fawner Park. Does it race like Fawner Park as far as the horses are concerned?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. This track has a pretty new surface on it, so we're not going to be able to tell if there's a bias until we see the first couple races going on. And even when you're only running, 4 races, it's going to be tough to see that. But last year with the races they run, it seemed to play pretty fair. Let's hope it's that way again, because that's how I've made my selections. Is that you can come from off the pace a little bit there.
I think we're going to find out the speed bias on this track pretty early on. In fact, the second race on the card here for Friday, Jim, is absolutely loaded with some speed. So I think we're going to find out pretty quickly here.
It is, and that race does stack up with a lot of speed, but. In that race, though, there's a horse that kind of stands out to me. It's that horse coming out of the Marvin Johnson barn, horse by the name of Secret Code. This horse, Marvin just got him in his barn earlier this year. He's only run 3 races, and he's improved every time. This horse, last time out, went wire to wire, but with all the speed in there, he does have the speed to get to the lead, but I also think that this horse might be able to close a little bit. But yeah, that race is just loaded with front end speed straight from the gate. But so I kind of look at a little bit of an upset there with our Secret Code, because like I said, he was running terrible down in Oklahoma and stuff. He might have been facing a little better competition, but once he got to the Marvin Johnson barn in a couple starts, he seems to have really turned this horse around. So that's where my money's going today.
All right, again, with just a 4-race card in Omaha today, Jimmy, I've got to load up on something to make my cash. I'm looking for the best bet of the day today in Omaha.
Well, the best bet of the day, I said, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm got him as my long shot. When there's only 4 races, it's hard to find one horse that really stands out that you feel is going to definitely win. But he might be my long shot, but the horse that I said that I'm going to play is our Secret Code, number 3 in the second race, and trying to make my money there. If I really got pushed to try to find who I thought was going to be my best bet, I'm probably going to go all the way. I'll look at the very first race and take Fast and Breezy, but that's a tough race. I just don't feel I could tout him and say, this is my best bet.
Again, Jim Schlenker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us here on Huddle Up this morning. All eyes on the broader horse racing industry going to be in New Jersey this weekend. Haskell Stakes going on. Win in your in scenario. We've got some familiar faces. We have journalism back into the mix. We're throwing Gosker out back into the field. One of my picks to finish last in a Triple Crown race that ended up being pretty solid. And then I'm liking goal oriented, so a pretty fun field here for the Haskell.
It is. That is a very tough race, and your selections maybe not in the same order, kind of lining up with what I'm looking at. But Tyson, let's look back at that Preakness race. Everybody remembers the controversy in the Preakness when journalism squeezed through between two horses, pushed one into the rail. That was talked about for weeks after that. Well, guess what? That horse is coming right back. You got journalism in there that pushed through and won the race, and who was the one that he shoved aside? That was Goal Oriented out of the Bob Baffert barn. And, so we kind of got a rematch there. And, I guess a little side note to look at there is Bob Baffert has started 16 horses in the Haskell over the years, and 9 of those horses have won. Wow. That's an outstanding record. And, well, guess what? Goal-oriented, trained by Baffert. Can he make that 10 for 17?
Jimmy, who do you like in the Haskell?
Well, I'm gonna step aside off of journalism, and I'm looking at Gosker. The 3 horses I was looking at is Gosker, Journalism, and Goal Oriented, and I'm going to put them in that order as Gosker, Journalism, and Goal Oriented. Gosker just barely got beat by Journalism in the Preakness. That was a heck of a race. He only loses it in the last few jumps, and Tyson, he was going for that steak dinner in last place, and shoot, his horse ended up almost winning the race at some big odds. And so it's coming back, and it's had a good layoff. Goal Oriented, that was 4th in the Preakness. Another tough one in the race is Burnham Square, won the Toyota Bluegrass. It was 6th in the Derby, and kind of the local favorite in there, Bracket Buster. But all these horses are competing to win. If they win, it's a win and in. They're guaranteed a starting spot in the Breeders' Cup Classic. The premier race in the United States, in the world coming up. So them are my horses there.
Again, talking with Jim Schlenker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. We kind of gave you his thoughts on today's racing card in Omaha. They're racing on Saturday as well. Jimmy, anything coming out in the Saturday card?
Well, on the Saturday card, again, we're going to a 4-horse or a 4-race card. In there, if I have to go for a best bet in there, I'm going to start out with race number 1, the number 2 horse, Esclava. It's been running against better competition. Its speed figures are the best. Its power ratings are the best. But that horse just hasn't won. But he's run against a lot better competition. So I think Esclava will get the win in Saturday. So that's kind of where my money will be going there. And another horse I'll probably be playing is in the 4th race, horse by the name of Mr. Lester. Everybody remembers him from Fawner. He run pretty good there. We're going to find out there whether the speed can hold, or whether this Mr. Lester can come from off the pace, because he's one that he will be coming from back. I think his best chance is he's going to have to stay closer. He's trained by Jesse Compton. Jesse, a pretty good trainer, and so I think he'll recognize that and keep him a little closer.
So what's the schedule for Omaha? Do they run the 2 weekends there at Horseman's Park, or what?
Yeah, they're just running 2 weekends. They'll run this week and next weekend, and then that's going to kind of wrap it up until August. In August, then they'll go up to Atticat Park up in Sioux City, and they'll run just one day up there as they build a brand new track. They're really changing the facility up there. They're just finishing up another 5/8 mile track, and so that, like I said, that's going to be another running opportunity. And down the line, we should see all these tracks running at least 15 days coming up here in just a couple of years. So, like I said, Nebraska racing is really starting to expand.
Out your way, Jimmy, we saw a lot this week on the Ogallala facility. How's that going? Give us a progress update on that.
The Ogallala facility is coming along pretty good. That one is run by Elite Casinos out of Iowa, the same people who built the casino in Grand Island. They're putting up a 5/8 mile track. Now, they will run strictly quarter horse races out there. And they're looking to start on, I believe it's August 19th. And like I said, that's going to be an exciting thing. People are going, oh, we haven't seen quarter horse races since, they run one race with 3 horses at Hastings so that they could keep their license. We haven't seen the full circuit going since there used to be the old Broken Bow, Custer County Downs, and Deschler. But this track, I think it's going to create some excitement. You'll see a lot of quarter horses coming in from Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas, and it'll be interesting because the big flood went through Ruidoso Downs, which is where they have the big races for the quarter horses down there, and that totally flooded out that track. Now, is that going to help Ogallala this year? No, but Ogallala is going to make a big splash in the quarter horse world, so it's looking pretty exciting out there.
All right, Jimmy, we'll let you go. We'll head into Omaha, see if we can make some cash in Omaha, and have yourself a great week. We'll check in with you again next Friday.
Well, that sounds good. There is one other thing I'd like to bring up quick. There's some really exciting news that has a lot of people stumped. There was a horse sold over in Japan this week. This yearling colt by Equinox, sired by Equinox, two-time Canadian, two-time Japanese horse of the year. That horse made over $15 million out of a mare, Midnight Basu, that run in the United States that she run 14 won 14 of her 22 races, and she made almost $14 million. And this colt sold over there for $3.9 million to an undisclosed group of buyers. But how was the ticket signed? That ticket was signed Nebraska Racing.
Wow.
But they did not disclose on the ticket who Nebraska Racing was. But like I said, $3.9 million for this colt that everybody's trying to figure out. Does that have Nebraska ties, or is that just a name that they used when they purchased the horse?
Jimmy, you part of that Nebraska conglomerate?
Quiet, don't tell my wife. She thinks I just bought a Nebraska bred to run at Founder's Park. So,
All right, buddy.
One of my buddies says he cashed in all his Bitcoins, and that's where he got his share of the money. But,
All right.
But it is exciting, guys.
Okay, have yourself a great week, Jimmy. That's Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network as he joins us each and every Friday to talk about the horse racing scene. A lot going on here today. 7:47. We'll take a break, come back and talk with Steve Stenner. He's the voice of Cam Raceway as we continue on Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance a Mileta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Mileta Vista features award-winning wine, select beer, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MiletaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Mileta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Conant Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Conant Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Will, Science Center Bryant with you on a Friday morning here. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. We talked horse racing. Let's talk car racing now. Steve Stetter, the voice of Cam Raceway, the trackside announcer for Cam Raceway, is going to join us for a couple of minutes. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's it going?
Doing great. You guys have been off for a couple of weeks out at Cam Raceway, and now you're going to swing back into action here this weekend, a 2-day show this weekend. Talk about the happenings out at Cam Raceway so far this year.
Yeah, so far we've had, I think, somewhere around 19 scheduled nights, and 2 of those have only been rain outs, so this year a lot better than last year. I think last year we started like the first 7 weeks with rain outs, so it's been pretty good. But this weekend we do have a 2-day show. Like you said, we were off for 2 weeks. There was a couple big races going on down at Jefferson County Speedway. They had a 2-day show last weekend, and so we didn't race last weekend. And then obviously the week before that was the 4th of July. So it's been an interesting 2 weeks off, but we're ready to go again this Friday.
Steve Stenner again. We go back. I mean, you're one of the OGs at this trackside announcing thing, and we're going back 20 years, man. When I was first over at CCC, and lo and behold, you were my partner on the microphone, and we had a pretty good run together, about 5 or 6 years. I long since retired. You've continued, but that's one of the fun things about the racetrack is you continue to see some of the familiar faces, and it's really one big family down there. Talk about some of the familiar names that down at the racetrack that have really been racing for generations down there.
Well, there's been quite a few families out there. Lipkers have been out there for a long time. Friesens have been out there for a little while now. So there's all kinds of different groups out there. I know now we've got some third-generation racers out there. The Hacklers are at Cam Raceway now. They're doing Junior 1 cage karts. So we do have quite a few groups out there that have been out there for a lot of time. Cam Raceway is, I think we're on 45 years now, something like that. It started in 1980. So it's been a lot of time out there. I've been out there for a few years. So it's all kinds of fun watching all these new kids do it too now, especially like the Junior 1 cage karts and Junior 2 cage karts. That's kind of our beginning class out there at Cam Raceway. And from the beginning of the year till now, we're halfway through the season. It changes a lot. You know, when they start out, they're really slow and not going very fast, trying to get familiar with the cars. And now they're looks like they're going about as fast as the bigger cars out there. So it's definitely fun to watch.
Steve, the races this week, like we said, we're racing tonight. We're racing again tomorrow. Are these 2 separate shows or just weekly type shows that we're going to see? If you're a fan that's going to come out and watch the races this weekend?
Yeah, so tonight and tomorrow, it's just 2 scheduled shows. Like I said, we were off for those 2 weeks, so we put the Saturday show in. So it's just a regular points night, both tonight and tomorrow, 2 completely different shows. We have bike races tonight, so if you want to, bring your bike out, Tyson, you can run the bike races tonight as well. So we'll have prizes and trophies for the top 3. So we've got kids all the way up to adults doing the bike races tonight. I think we'll do that right around intermission time. And then tomorrow is Military Appreciation Night, so we'll have all kinds of things for that as well. But, yeah, 2 completely different shows tonight and tomorrow.
I don't know if I'd ever be classified as a biker either way, whether it's riding a bike or motorized bike. I don't think you could throw me as a biker in either sense of the 2 directions there. Did want to ask you, though, what'd you spend your haul on last night that you took home from the Sodbusters game? You were a lottery scratch ticket machine last night. You have all the luck, my man.
Yeah, last night, good night at the Sodbusters game. Wife and I and kid went out, and I think we won about $9 on scratch tickets, so it was a good time at Sodbusters as well. But, yeah, we got a cool thing with them. They sponsor the racetrack. We sponsor Sodbusters, so it's kind of a win-win for both the track and us, too.
And it's Steve Stunner, the voice, the trackside announcer for Cam Raceway in Hastings, joining us for a couple of minutes yet. I guess if you're going out to Cam, one of the guys you really want to watch is one of the top dogs, if not Nebraska, but in the nation, Steve, and that's Jaden Friesen, who runs one of the upper classes. Talk about him. He's not only a great runner here, but he goes nationally, and he wins a lot of races, too.
Yeah, he runs the Now 600 National Show. We are one of the weekly racing tracks for Now 600. And last time we were at Cam, we had our 2-night show. Toward the end of June here, we had a Friday night and Saturday night race for the Now 600s. And Jaden did very well with that in the non-wing 600 feature on Saturday. He finished second with that one. And then in the A class, he won the $2,500 top prize. So he did good that weekend as well. Right now, I think in non-wing, he's running 3rd for points right now, and non-wing. And then A-class, he is right there, I think, in 3rd as well. So he's definitely fun to watch. He's, his family's been racing for a long time. So he won Friday and won a little bit on Saturday as well, 3 weeks ago for our Now 600 2-day show. So he's definitely fun to watch. He puts on a really good show.
You've been passionate, Steve, for a long, long time about Cam Raceway and about motorsports in particular and that Cam Raceway family. For those who have not been to the racetrack in maybe a long period of time, or those who may have never been to Cam Raceway, what would be your sales pitch, if you will, to get them to come out and check out some live racing? What are your favorite things about Cam that make it so fun and enduring?
Well, it's very, it's family-friendly environment. We've got, like I said, all the way up from the kids up to the adults. We've got 7 different classes that we run, so there's definitely some racing for anyone between our cage carts. And then we have non-wing, restricted, A-class. We've got adult carts as well, so if you want to watch the cage carts or the adult carts, like I said, 7 different classes. It's family fun for everybody. They put on one heck of a show, really good entertainment for the whole family. So, yeah, it's just a good, fun time for anybody.
All right, talk about race times and things like that. When do people need to be in the stands tonight?
Sure. Tonight, gates open at 7 o'clock. Racing starts at 8. Tomorrow night, I think we start at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So 8 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And we'll get things going right around 8 o'clock tonight.
All right, Steve, thanks for checking in with us, and I know you'll have a great weekend of racing out at Cam Raceway. Keep them going out there, all right?
Have a good day, guys.
All right, Steve Stunner, the voice of Cam Raceway joining us for a couple of minutes on the show here today. Again, if you can't make it to the races, you want to check them out or stay on top of what's going on, you can do that. They have Cam Raceway has partnered with Extreme Sports here for the 2025 racing season. That means you can go to our website, x-streamsports.com, click on the racing tab there at the top of the page, and tonight you'll be able to watch all the live racing action with Steve on the microphone calling the action, and you can do it right there on the comfort of your own home. You can watch it on your TV set, on your phone, your iPad, whatever you got. Listen to us and watch us, all the live racing action tonight at Cam Raceway. So they're racing both tonight and tomorrow. You get the video feeds both nights on our website at x-streamsports.com. What I want to know is you riding the bicycle.
No.
No, you can't get me on a bicycle again. I don't. They say once you learn how to ride a bicycle.
How long has it been since you rode a bike?
I can't even remember the last time I was on a bicycle. I really can't. God, when would that be? Probably.
I rode.
God, probably 30 years ago. I've been on a bicycle.
So yeah, for a while. I don't remember. I think my car was in the shop. This was like Grand Island. And I think it was like getting, well, this was the car that we don't speak of because it was the car that I was sold and turned into a junker. Anyways, they were like overhauling the engine. This was after it blew up on the interstate. So I didn't have a car in Grand Island for a while. So I think I was biking back to and fro. I tell you what, I lost a lot of weight because it was in the middle of the summer. And I was biking, it was probably 6 miles from where my apartment was out in northwest Grand Island to where the bar was downtown. So I was burning a lot of fat that summer.
God, maybe we ought to consider bike riding together for the summer. You and I. Now, we live a long way apart, so I can swing by and pick you up.
Bruh.
And then
We'll
the
ride
next
back,
day,
and then I'll ride.
Yeah,
there
no,
you go.
the next day you'd probably have to swing around and pick me up to make it fair, because we live quite a distance away. That's several miles just to, or maybe we can meet halfway. We can meet like on Burlington.
Hmm.
I could come in from the east side. You could come in from the west side. We can meet right around Burlington, 7th and Burlington.
And then we turn around and ride back to our houses because we're tired.
We'd probably have to train
Good to
on
see
something
you.
like that.
Okay,
Good to
bye.
see you. Let's go. Let's do it again tomorrow. Anyway, all right, we'll have some Legion baseball coming up for you later on today here on Extreme Sports. Hastings 5 Points Bank and the North Platte Great Plains Health. They'll start hopefully somewhere around 7 o'clock tonight, 6:45 for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. Tomorrow, probably going to have a double whammy. We'll have Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes. They're going to be taking on Grand Island Dinsdale or Wesco at 4 tomorrow afternoon, 3:45 for the pregame show on Extreme Sports 2. We'll also have the second game of the seniors tournament here on Extreme Sports 1. Hastings will be playing either at 4 or at 1 o'clock, depending on what happens in the ball game tonight. So a lot of baseball. We'll post the updates and the broadcast schedule throughout the weekend on all of our social media sites. So hang out with our social media sites. You'll find out where all the teams are playing, but we'll have all the games right here on Extreme Sports, either on Extreme Sports 1 or Extreme Sports 2. We'll make it easy for you.
There you go. Happy payday, by the way. We were talking about contracts with Damian Lillard earlier. How about TJ Watt?
Yeah.
With the Steelers, he is now the most highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. TJ Watt, $123 million extension.
Yeah, but he's good.
He's
73 and a half sacks in the past 5 seasons for TJ Watt.
Money.
I mentioned the Royals. They did go out and get a player.
Oh.
They've reacquired veteran utility player Adam Frazier from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay.
Kansas City sent a minor league infielder, Cam Devaney, to Pittsburgh. It was a trade. Frazier has played in 78 games this season. Split time at second base, left field, and right field. Hitting .255 with 21 RBIs. He spent last season with Kansas City. After bouncing around the majors following his start with the Pirates, he's played every position except for catcher and pitcher during his career since debuting in 2016. Kansas City currently 4.5 games back of the American League's final wild card spot, 12 games behind Detroit for first place in the American League Central Division as the Royals start their second half of the season tonight at Miami, 6:10 starting time. Devaney, by the way, has spent this season at AAA Omaha and has not made his Major League debut yet. So Kansas City sending Cam Devaney to Pittsburgh. In exchange, we get Adam Frazier back from Pittsburgh, back in the roster for the Kansas City Royals as they try to make a late season push here. 4.5 back in the final wild card in the American League. So Detroit's probably going to run away with the Central Division, but the Royals are going to be vying for a wild card spot, and they're within the striking distance as we start the second half of the season.
Happy second half of the season day. Baseball's back. Sports are back. We have topics on the show. Woohoo!
We'll have plenty to talk about on Monday. If you'd like to listen to our interviews we had today, Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network, Steve Stenner, the voice of Cam Raceway, you can go to our podcast section and download our podcast and listen to it at your convenience throughout the day today. We'll be back on Monday beginning at 7 o'clock. We will have baseball all weekend long. I will be in North Platte. You will be in Kearney for the American Legion Juniors and Seniors area tournament. So hopefully we can push those teams through, and we'll be talking about maybe some championship games coming up on Monday. So you take care of the Braves. I'll take care of the Chiefs, and we'll get together again on Monday, huh?
I got you.
All right. Have yourself a great weekend.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on Extreme Sports.